Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Wheeler. I want to get right into it. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this. It says U.S. scientists reportedly produced a nuclear fusion reaction with a net energy gain. This is a major step towards infinite clean energy, and this is massive. Well, first of all, I didn't know any of this really. This was all simple Google searches, so I'm not the guy if you're looking for legitimate information about the subject. But it fascinates me, so I looked into it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to walk us through this. Nuclear fusion involves the smashing of two atoms together at highly incredible speeds and transforming elements from that reaction into electricity that people can use. The potential upside is clean, cheap, and nearly limitless source of energy that doesn't emit carbon or generate radioactive waste. Now, our current version of nuclear energy, obviously we're very familiar with it, but there are side effects. It's very clean. It's the cleanest form of energy that we have today. It's better than fossil fuels. It's more efficient than wind energy or water energy. It had been the best case up to this point, but you saw things like what happened with Chernobyl. It's very rare, and the Chernobyl thing was a little bit special because the people who were working at the facility weren't given the right information on how to run the equipment there, and that is what eventually led to the catastrophe that was Chernobyl. But let me look it up because it was a long time ago and I don't really know, or I didn't know too much about it myself. The Chernobyl disaster was a nuclear accident that occurred on the 26th of April in 1986 at the number 4 reactor in Chernobyl nuclear power plant near the city of Pripyat. Definitely got that wrong. So nuclear waste is so toxic and just bad that there's radioactive waste still in Chernobyl today, and this occurred in 1986. So, even though it is the cleanest version of energy that we have, if done correctly, there is the potential for those bad things to happen, for the negatives to happen. Luckily for us, there hasn't really been another major nuclear collapse like that since. We've gotten a lot smarter. Obviously, our technology has improved. And so we've, been able to avoid those types of things, and also just, more transparent communication. It's all super important. But what I saw on Instagram is a major, major step towards not even having to worry about those downsides anymore. This is just pure net energy. Back in the day, it used to be theorized. I remember hearing about it in school. My brother and I were talking about it. He remembers hearing about it in school and how this was just a theory. For the first time ever, U.S. scientists at the National Ignition Facility at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California successfully produced a nuclear fusion reaction resulting in a net energy gain. It's a huge deal. The NIF can produce greater temperatures than even the center of the sun. And in late 2022, the break-even point was passed for the first time. Ignition had been achieved. If you really think about the grand scale of just the way our world runs right now, and especially with the way our climate is being affected by the way that we are using energy right now, this is huge for the longevity of our humanity. Yeah, this is just one test, and so there's a long way to go. It's major. This is like a science movie. It's probably a couple decades away from actually being usable inside of the American household, but it's so important because of the trek that we were on with the way we were treating the earth and the decisions we were making as a race for personal gain right here, right now, without thinking about the effects of our action. This is a fantastic step. You think about the fossil fuels that we have right now, or the oils killing the earth. And if this type of energy can start to fuel our cars, our homes, our businesses, our way of living, then I think it makes me a little more hopeful in our in the future of our race. I'm very, very hopeful. The thing that does scare me about this though is that the fossil fuel industry is so ingrained with politics, and a lot of our people in power, they work directly with CEOs of these companies, and the lobbying behind the scenes is very prevalent, specifically with the fossil fuel industry. These guys are going to do everything in their power to keep the highest dollar in their pocket. And unfortunately for them, by turning away from fossil fuels and moving more towards the nuclear energy aspect of things, they're going to have less money in their pockets, which makes them incentivized to fight this. It's important for us, for everybody, to just be very cautious of the potential and just realistic. It's going to be a long battle. But the fact that it's out there and these scientists have actually successfully created energy, it's astounding.
We're here to talk about fusion. Last week at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California, scientists at the National Ignition Facility achieved fusion ignition. And that is creating more energy from fusion reactions than the energy used to start the process. It's the first time it has ever been done in a laboratory.
So yeah, you get the point. You get the point. It's a really big deal. It's something that I'm going to keep talking about on this channel. I'm really curious to see what the next few years are going to be like with who has the control over this power. It's going to be very important with the way that we're going to keep heading, especially in the political climate that we're currently in. I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. Hope you all enjoyed. I will explain kind of what all this is at some point later on, but I'll catch you later. Thank you. Bye.